Fanatic Radio is America's premier sports music program.
It's an essential part of our society, like hot dogs and Cadillacs.
With Mike Gardner and Ben Florence providing unique insight from the wide world of sports.
He should just retire so we can dip him in bronze and ship him to the Hall of Fame.
Playing only the hottest music.
The only thing we ever play on the show is Motown and R&B.
And always striving for perfection.
We're climbing the ladder to success, escalator style. Yes!
See for yourself. Check out Fanatic Radio, only on Blog Talk Radio.
We are now joined here on the phone lines by a good friend of the show, good friend of mine. He's a former alum from American University. He used to play basketball for the great Jeff Jones. Troy Brewer joins us here on Fanatic Radio. Mr. Brewer, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
Doing all right. Just chilling here in the studios. What are you up to? Is basketball career still going strong?
Yeah, actually, I just got back from Denmark a couple of weeks ago. So I finished up at a good year in Denmark. So now that the season's over, I'm back home. You know, I live in Maryland, about 30 minutes from AU, and I'm back home now, just kind of going through the process all over again. You know, looking forward to continue to playing somewhere else internationally when the next season starts.
In Denmark, or are you going to look somewhere else in Europe or anywhere else?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure. You know, I don't know if I'll go back to Denmark. You know, you can't say no to anything. But, you know, I'm kind of open to any opportunity, really, you know. Like I said, I have an agent who works, and he does his part to let me know about opportunities and stuff. But definitely, you know, I enjoyed my time in Europe, so I would definitely like to go back.
So you were back here when this entire Donald Sterling thing broke. I just wanted to get, what is your initial reaction on Commissioner Silver banning Sterling for life?
I think he did the right thing. I mean, it's obvious that stuff, there's no room for that in the NBA or I would say anywhere. So, I mean, I'm glad that it happened.
What do you, as a player's perspective, who has the more, I guess, tender situation going forward? The guys on the Clippers, guys like Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, or Doc Rivers, because a lot are saying that as long as Sterling is still at least paying the checks, it's just a really bad situation. But from your perspective, who has the more, I guess, tough road ahead in terms of continuing to be at the Clippers organization?
I think it would be rough for both the player and the coaches because they're still working under the Clippers organization. So, you know, their performance, you know, they still have to perform and do well, and it's always going to be on their mind. So I think they're both in the same boat.
What are your thoughts on the playoffs so far? Because in the West, the Clippers are facing a Game 7 against Golden State, and also your boy Kevin Durant is playing in a Game 7 as well against the Memphis Grizzlies. Has this been good that the playoffs have continued to go on? And since we've only had 2 teams advance to the second round, that is the defending champs and, surprisingly, the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been a big fan, of course, of Kevin and watching him play, and I'm actually excited to see how the Wizards are going to do as well. I think they're going to go far. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. So I'm rooting for them for the home team, I guess you could say.
Were the Wizards your favorite team growing up?
No. I really wasn't a fan of the Wizards. I always admired players they had on their team, like Gilbert Arenas. That might have been one of my favorite players in the NBA at the time when he was playing for them. But, you know, I never really had a favorite team. I just admired certain players, and I guess that's what made me follow those teams.
Well, speaking of your boy Durant, once, as we mentioned, playing in a Game 7, the Oklahoman printed a headline the other day. It called him Mr. Unreliable, and to which his good friend LeBron James said, quote, he's got to become a free agent one day. What are your thoughts on that if Durant possibly loses in the first round? Could he stay with Oklahoma, or should he do the decision all over again?
Well, you know, based off of what the newspaper said, I didn't read the article. I just heard the headline. But, you know, I think that definitely was inappropriate for them to say that. So I think it's kind of his decision, obviously. You know, if he feels like he wants to be there or he's unwanted there, no one wants to be where they feel unwanted, especially if they're performing at a level like him. So, I would assume if he is a free agent, then he might just seek other options if it works out for his benefit. But like I said, no one wants to be where they're not appreciated, and for them to say that, then that, obviously that made him feel unappreciated, I'm sure, or at least that it wasn't something they should have said.
He's Troy Brewer, former American University men's basketball player, killing it in Europe, and played a high school teammate of Kevin Durant. Your thoughts on the American men's basketball team this year under new head coach Mike Brennan to make the tournament? How much pressure is on them to not only win the Patriot League, but possibly do pretty much 10 times better than this next year than this year? What are your thoughts on the AU men's basketball team?
I think of course, when you have a lot of success one year, it's kind of expected, or at least that's what people are looking forward to the next year. But I just think, you got to take it 1 year at a time. I was in Denmark while they were in the tournament, so I was watching it from my computer. But from what I could see, he's done a great job with the team, and they seem to be playing at a high level. They seem to bond well and play great, and so I think he's done an extraordinary job, especially with going to the tournament and just performing and the success that they had in the Patriot League, winning it. And I think with the nucleus of players that they have, they can continue to do well.
If you were still in college, Troy, would you play for Mike Brennan in the Princeton offense, or is that not your style?
I mean, if that's the coach and that's his style, then I'm a team player, so I want to help do what he has to do to win. So if that's what we're going to run, then that's what I'm going to do.
So when you were over in Europe, best moment so far of your professional basketball career before we send you out?
I guess the best moment I had over there was the last game that we had right before Christmas break, right before we came home. I had a 35 points, and we won the game. So that was I felt a big accomplishment over there. I played well, the team played well, and most importantly, we got the win. And then right after that, I was able to fly home to see my parents for Christmas for the holidays. So that was a good experience. I'll remember that.
All right, he's former American University men's basketball player Troy Brewer joining us here on Fanatic Radio. Thank you so once again for being on the program, and best of luck for your career going forward.
Oh, thank you for having me.